welcome back to the channel. It's Amanda. If you are new here and it's your first time, welcome. Welcome to another episode of The Aspiring Artist. And as you guys saw from the intro, it is finally New Year's Eve for Mava and all of her friends, and they are up and getting ready for the party that's going to start soon. I have Mava here in the mirror checking herself out to see how she looks, and she's completely dressed. She has on her earrings, and she also has on the necklace that Leandro gave her. And she has a pop-up up here saying after Mava finished checking herself out in the mirror, she thinks that she looks really basic. Oh honey, I don't agree with that. That's not true. I'm sorry. That's why I don't use the attractiveness system from Wicked Whims. But either way, Mava looks absolutely stunning to me. And as you guys can see here, she has on this gorgeous necklace that Leandro gifted her in the beginning of the episode when they went to the park this morning. It is now only 1 p.m. roughly, and the party starts at 3 p.m. But they are both up and completely dressed. They got back from the park and did what they wanted to do and started actually getting ready for the party that's going to start very soon. And as you guys probably could tell from the conversation her and Leandro had in the beginning of the episode, Mava woke up feeling just a little bit anxious today. And the reason for that is because she was just thinking, I'm gonna have her just kind of hype herself up in the mirror a little bit while Leandro is actually over here working on things for, for his job at the university, getting ready for the spring semester, because while they may be on vacation right now, they won't be for very long because, as you guys know, as a professor, he does actually have university starting back up for him very, very soon. And like I was saying, Mava woke up feeling a little bit anxious today. She had quite a bit on her mind while her and Leandro were out gallivanting through the park like they were ghosting Angela and doing whatever they wanted to do. She was also thinking about the money that Leandro loaned to her and feeling like if she still wanted to pay that back, and she felt like she maybe owed Leandro for that, because if you guys remember when he loaned her the money for her student loans, that was not too long after they had their date together, right? She went on her girls trip, came back from Silverado, went on her date with Leandro, and then they ended up spending the night together, and then he loaned her that money, right? And Mava felt like there may have been that type of thank you money, and that's not what she wanted to feel like. She didn't want to feel like she owed Leandro for anything, and so she woke up feeling a little bit anxious about that this morning and felt like she wanted to just bring it up at the park while they were out having their early morning breakfast and getting some fresh air and all of that. And she just really needed him to just reassure her and let her know that that wasn't the case, because she would have paid it back if he asked for it back, definitely. She was not going to go like around and around about that, and she definitely would have paid it back. But I'm gonna have her just stop in the mirror. Leandro is almost done. I have him planning his next lecture right now, because even though he is at the top of the career track, I still like to have my Sims do things that they're supposed to do for their jobs and all of that type of stuff. And I'm just gonna have Mava come and sit down next to Leandro, because even though she's not feeling very anxious anymore, he did reassure her and let her know that, things were okay between them. She's still just feeling now a little bit nervous about the party and about the guest list and all of that. If you guys watched the little machinima that I put out a couple of days ago, you saw that Mava did invite Steph's friends, Milana and Reese, to the party, and she's feeling a little bit nervous about Leandro and Reese actually meeting each other face to face today once the party starts, and it's about to begin actually. But she's feeling a little bit anxious about Leandro and Reese meeting face to face. She's concerned about Leandro maybe being a little bit possessive of her or being jealous of her speaking with Reese and all of those type of things, which is not a very healthy dynamic at all. But that is what Mava is worried about happening. And she's also concerned because they did invite Carlo as Leandro's friend, and Leandro did say that Carlo will most likely have a +1, but Mava is still a little bit anxious about actually seeing Carlo, for the first time since they had their massive fight at the restaurant. And it looks like our first guest is actually Lena. Okay, I'm going to have Leandro go ahead and get off of the computer, and I'm going to have him go ahead and greet Lena. Him and Lena don't have a very high relationship. Lena is here because Mava invited with Lena. Let's just have him just have some small talk with Lena. I think we're supposed to have 19 guests. I invited 19 people. I hope they all show up. I'm gonna have her go ahead and gossip with Lena a little bit. And Robin is also here. Robin came in and said, "Write down." She's like, "Hey, how are you guys?" And Celestine is here. Now, if you guys remember from the last episode, Celeste is Carlo's ex turned fling again, I guess is the best I can describe it, because they definitely aren't in a relationship again, but they also dated before. And as I told you guys in the previous episode, it ended with Carlo cheating on Celeste with Liana, the art curator, right? Amani is also here. She came and sat down and immediately got on our computer. Now, Leandro knows Celeste a little bit, whereas Mava really doesn't, right? And so Leandro's going to go ahead and chat with Celeste a little bit. He's going to be like, "Hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you in forever." And he's just going to kind of also, I'm going to have him say to Mava, and I see Carlo also going into their bedroom. Oh my goodness. Okay. We got a lot going on here. I'm going to have to pause for just a second, you guys. I also see that Steph has come in over here as well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have Leandro just say to Mava really quickly. He's going to be like, "See, I told you he would have a +1." Kind of like, not they just dropped all of my interactions. This game is so annoying sometimes. I'm going to have him, let's see. I'm going to just have him just kind of say across the table like, "See, I told you he would have a +1," you know, not really saying that to Celeste, but just saying it to Mabel, like, "I told you he would have a +1." Does Mabel like deep thoughts? She sure does. I feel like Steph is kind of saying like, "Hey, May, over here," you know? And so Mabel's gonna come over here. We also have Amber over here, and Reese is here, and we also have Milana here, and we have what's her name, Lindsay here. If you guys remember, Lindsay used to be part of Mavis Club as friends, but she kind of drifted apart from the other people she knew before. Now Reese and Lindsay do actually know each other. They've hooked up before, which is interesting. They're not in a relationship or anything like that, but they do actually know each other. I'm gonna have Mava come over here though and give Steph a hug because they haven't seen each other since they talked on the phone and everything. So I'm gonna have her come over here and hug Steph. And Carlo is coming around the corner looking absolutely devastated, right? He's coming around here just looking very pitiful, very sad, very just down on himself, right? And so I'm going to actually have Leandro come over to Carlo because keep in mind, Carlo does not know that Mava has been here. He thinks that Mava is here as a guest, but he doesn't know that Mava has actually been here this whole time, right? He has no idea that Mava has been staying here with Leandro for this entire past couple of days. And so Leandro's like, "Oh, that was Carlo that just walked past," and he doesn't look like he's feeling too good. And so I'm gonna actually have Leandro come in here and just give Carlo a hug, right? Because he's just in here looking absolutely miserable right now. I'm gonna go to affection. I'm gonna have him give him a hug. And we also have Gia standing outside. You guys also met Gia last episode. And Carlo is in here talking to Mikhail. And I feel like Mikhail was probably like, "Carlo, are you okay, man? You look really down." And Carlo's like, "Yeah, man, I just wasn't thinking I was going to see Mava here. You know, like I assumed that she would be a guest, but it just kind of still took him by surprise, right? Because Carlo is extremely hurt about the breakup, and he's obviously still sad about it. And seeing Mava just kind of instantly made him feel down. And I feel like Mikhail is telling him like, "Hey, cheer up, man." And Leandro also has the nerve to be like, "Yeah, cheer up, man. You know, like she's here as a friend, you know. I invited you also as a friend. You're both my friends, and so can you just be cordial being in the same space together?" And Carlo is probably like, "Yeah, man, I could be cordial, but you know, it just still kind of hurts a little bit, you know? I'm still thinking about it, man. That was so hurtful." And Leandro's like, "But for tonight it doesn't matter. Let's just enjoy the party. And let's see what's going on out here." I think everyone is here now. Is Oceana our caterer? Y'all, oh my goodness. Taylor's best friend, Oceana, is our caterer. You guys remember, Taylor is out of town for work. Oceana and Leandro do not get along. Mava doesn't know Oceana. She has no idea who she is. Never met her a day in her life. And they're sitting across from each other. I did not plan for Oceana to be the caterer, you guys. I just clicked hire this role and let the game just pick whoever was going to be the caterer. Okay. Well, if Oceana picks up on Mava and Leandro having anything going on, that's definitely going to get back to Taylor. I guarantee it. I'm going to have Mava come over here and greet Reese because, you know, she is excited to see him. I'm gonna have her come over here and just talk to him really quickly. I love how everyone is celebrating. I am still just shook that Oceana is our caterer. Like I don't really know what to make of that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have her come over here and talk to Reese really quickly. And she's just gonna be like, hey, I'm so glad you made it. And I'm gonna have her introduce him to Leandro, right? They're all just in here, just sitting here talking and all gathered around the table. But she is talking to Reese, and I feel like she's like, hey, I'm so happy you could make it. It's good to see you. I'm happy you came. It's good to see you and Milana. She's also going to, I think she can hug Milana because they have a little bit of a higher relationship. She can give Milana a hug. And so I'm going to have her actually do that. And everyone's eating this cake Oceana made. I just can't get over her actually being our caterer. Y'all in these horns, please. She is just gonna be like, I'm happy that you guys are able to make it. I didn't think that Reese was gonna come because, you know, I feel like me and him kind of bump heads a little bit. And Milana's like, no, he's excited to be here. And he was a little bit nervous about seeing you. And Mava's like, he was nervous about seeing me. Why? And Milana is probably like, he was just a little bit, you know, he's just like that. He gets a little bit anxious sometimes. And May's like, oh, I see. Okay. Carlos' dad is the entertainer. Please, game. Why is Carlos' dad our entertainer? That doesn't make any type of sense. I'm going to dismiss him because we don't even have a piano. He needs to leave. I feel like Mabel's also kind of looking at Carlo out the corner of her eye over here. It's like so awkward between them, right? Like she's just kind of looking at him. They're kind of like not speaking to each other at all. And they're just kind of existing in the same space, if that makes sense. But I'm also going to have Mava go ahead and introduce Reese to Leandro. And I feel like Mava's also thinking like, who is this over here? Because she doesn't know Gia, right? And we're going to gossip and we're going to talk up Leandro to Reese. And we're going to see if they even like each other. Okay, so she's kind of going to call over to Reese. She's going to be like, hey, Reese, I got somebody that I want you to meet. Leandro's just kind of here observing the room a little bit right now. And Reese is sitting here talking to Amber. And she's going to be like, hey, I got somebody I want you to meet. Remember the friend that I was telling you about? And Reese is like, yeah, well, his name is Leandro. And I want you guys to meet each other and, you know, just say hello to each other. Aliana's doing a toast. She's like, Happy New Year. Reese said, wow, Mava, I wasn't aware that you felt so strongly about Leandro. He seems like good company. I'll chat with him soon. And I feel like Reese is probably thinking like, oh, the friend is another man. Oh, okay. And I'm actually going to also, while that's going on, I'm going to take control of Carlo. And Carlo is feeling like, hey, I need some fresh air, right? I need some fresh air. I need to get out of here, you know? And I also see Reese and Leandro chatting with each other as well in the background. And Reese said, I spoke with Leandro and I find him quite pleasing. Okay, I love that. I'm going to have Carlo just say to Celeste, like, hey, I'm just going to step out really quickly for some fresh air. The room is feeling a little bit tight in here to me right now. It's a lot going on, right? And Celeste is just like, okay, babe, you step out. I'll be right here, right? And so Carlo isn't really in the mood for a lot of socializing. He's actually going to come out here and he's going to get himself a drink, right? I'm going to have him come out here and maybe he'll get himself a rum and coke because he's just not really feeling it. He is trying his best to be in a good mood, and it's just not really going his way right now. And so he's going to actually go out there and get himself a drink. While he's doing that, though, Leandro is going to come over because Leandro sees Mava over here getting close with Reese, right? Over here talking to Reese, chatting with him, and he's going to come over here and just interject himself into the conversation and be like, so he came and sit down like right next to them, and he's just like, hey, what's up, man? I see y'all over here getting along well. And he's like, yeah, I'm Steph's friend, Reese. I don't know if she told you about me. And Leandro's like, yeah, she mentioned you once or twice. He just wanted to make sure that the conversation wasn't getting a little bit too close between them, because he doesn't want Mava developing like feelings for anyone else, right? He's not going to like cuddle her or anything in front of Oceana over here. Not the massage out here. Lena, who are you? Lena is out here. She's like, girl, I do yoga, I do massage therapy, I do it all. And you were looking a little tense. She's out here massaging Elizabeth. Please, Lena. That is so funny. She's out here giving a massage. I'm going to have him go ahead and also hire a DJ because the sun's about to set and we want to have an entertainer out here, right? But I cannot get over Lena out here giving Elizabeth a massage. And Carlos just sitting out here at the bar and he's just thinking and he's just feeling like so down, right? And so he's like, I'm outside. I might as well, have a smoke or whatever, right? While everyone is just inside celebrating. And he's also going to order himself another drink because that's just the type of night he's having. That's the type of New Year's he's having, right? He's not feeling good at all. Let's see. I'm going to have Leandro introduce Gia to Mava as a friend, though. He's not going to introduce her as, another partner of his or anything like that. He's going to introduce Gia to Mava as a friend. And so he's like, hey, I'm glad that you can make it. I want you to meet the person I was telling you about last time you were over here, right? He's gonna be like, you see the woman on the couch over there? And Gia's like, yeah. He's like, that's the friend that I was telling you about. And Gia's like, oh, she's pretty. And she says, Mava sounds like an absolute pleasure to be around. And so now they are also going to be acquainted with each other. And Mava's probably like, who is this, Leandro? And she's going to introduce herself. And she's going to be like, I'm Gia. I am one of Leandro's co-workers. We've been working together for quite a while, and he just told me about you, right? And Mava, as soon as she sees like another woman connected to Leandro, she automatically is thinking like, oh, friend, okay, yeah, right. You know what I mean? And she's automatically thinking that, oh, Gia said Mava is great. Okay. And so she's just going to ask Gia, like, oh, how long have you two been working together? And Gia's going to be like, oh, for quite a while, quite a few years, right? And then Gia's going to be like, he told me you studied fine arts at the university. And Mava's like, that's true. And Gia's going to ask Mava, like, was Leandro ever one of your professors? And Mava's like, no, I never took any of his courses personally. And Gia's just kind of like, oh, well, you missed the treat. And y'all, Carlo is just in here just going through it. He is not having a good time at all. And I feel like he's feeling a little bit out of it. While everyone is inside doing the countdown to midnight, Carlo is out here by himself. He's just out here just thinking all to himself. And he's just now going in. He hears the countdown going. He's feeling a little bit drunk and he's like, oh, I should go in, right? I should go in and try to act normal, right? Everyone's in here having a blast. They're all doing the countdown and he's just completely out of it right now. They're all like, it's so close to midnight. Yay, Happy New Year. All of that, right? They're all celebrating and Carlo just autonomously came back here to them. He's like, what's going on back here? He came back here to hug his sister, but I feel like he came back here to see Mava and to see what was going on between all of them back here, right? Wade's talking about he values the time him and Leandro spend together. That's nice, Wade. But I feel like him seeing them back there like that is gonna make him be like, hey, Celeste, come back here with me really quick, right? Carlo is going to tell Celeste, you know Maeva that you met in there, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's gonna be like, that's my ex. He was trashing Maeva to Celeste. And she says, I completely understand if you and Maeva have issues, but I prefer if you left me out of your drama. And so I take that as Celeste being like, why are we in the same place as your ex? Right? Carlo is going to be like, we're here because my friend invited us. I'm not here because I want to see her or anything. And Celeste is like, why are you mad at me? You need to slow down on the drinks, Carlo. You're obviously completely out of it. And Carlo is just like, I don't need you to tell me what to do, Celeste. I'm completely fine. Like, I'm supposed to be drinking. It's a party, Celeste. Like, please. And Celeste is like, that's not the point. You're out here yelling at me. You're suddenly mad about your ex, who you for some reason are here upset about, even though you're literally here with me. And Carlos like, I'm not upset about her. It's just seeing her here like this. It's just making me, I don't know, Celeste. And Celeste is like, well, don't take it out on me. It's not my problem, Carlo. And Celeste is also like, do you see me being rude to your sister who's here? Because Celeste and Lena and Carlos' parents don't exactly get along that well because they think Celeste is very prissy, kind of stuck up, all of that type of stuff, right? And so she's like, do you see me getting upset that your sister's here? No, you see me being civil and being a decent person, and you're not acting like that at all, Carlo. And he's like, I'm just saying, I don't know what came over me. Like, I don't know. Seeing her here just kind of bothers me. So Celeste is like, whatever, Carlo. I'm not about to argue with you in front of all these people. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the party and you do you, right? They're throwing down on drinks over here. I saw Robin smoking. I saw, I think that was Steph as well, out here drinking. Maeva is in here having a toast in the bathroom. Like, they're all having a good time, right? And is Oceana still here or has she already left? Oh, she is still here. She's still here cooking. I feel like Oceana is like, what's going on here? Because Leandro has not said a single word to Oceana all night. I'm gonna have him actually come over here. They're gonna argue about career a little bit, right? Because he's wondering why Oceana is even here. Because she's a politician, if you guys remember. Oceana works in politics. So he's like, why are you here? He's gonna be like, what are you doing here? Now, I've been trying to ignore you all night, but what are you doing here? Are you here spying on me? And Oceana's like, I have the right to take any gig I want to. Any gig I want to, Leandro. Like, you can't tell me where or where not to be. And Leandro's like, I just feel like you're here spying on me because Taylor's out of town and she probably put you up to this. And Oceana's like, Taylor didn't put me up to anything. I could take any gig that I want to on the weekends. You can't tell me where we're not to be. And if you're not here doing anything wrong, then why do you care about me being here? And he's like, it's not about that. It's about the fact that you're in my space when you weren't invited. And she's like, I have the right to be anywhere I want to be, Leandro. And Leandro's gonna be like, so you planning on telling Taylor that what? That I had a party? Because that's all it is a party. And Oceana's like, I'm planning on telling my best friend wherever I want to tell her. And I feel like Leandro's gonna be like, you need to leave now. I've been acting nice to you all night. I've been ignoring you, but you need to leave. And so he's going to actually tell her, you just need to go away. But Oceana is probably still going to have a conversation with Taylor because that's her best friend, right? She's like, okay, I'll leave. I'll get out. Meanwhile, Maeva's in here having a good time with the girls. Milana is also in here right next to Steph, which I love, and I know that Milana loves. She's not going to try to like make a move on Steph or anything tonight, especially knowing that Natalie is here. But she is just excited to see Steph. Like, remember, she said she was excited to be able to see Steph all dolled up and everything like that. She's just kind of like, wow, Steph looks amazing. I'm actually going to take control of Milana and I'm just going to let her, you guys saw she had the option to do a bold pickup line, but Natalie is here. I'm just going to have her go ahead and just give Steph a hug, just to be like, wow, you look really pretty tonight. Happy New Year. And Steph's probably like, Happy New Year to you too. And you look good too, Like Steph is very loyal to Natalie, even though Natalie is not as affectionate as Milana is. And we could dive deeper into that, like, later on and like their own little thing. But I did just want them to just have a chance to just kind of interact with each other tonight. And I just love that they kind of naturally just linked up together back here, just like speaking to each other. And I feel like Milana's probably telling Steph, like, yeah, Mava invited me. I'm happy I came. It's been a great time. And Steph's like, yeah, I'm happy you came too. It's good to see you. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy Reese is here. And I feel like Leandro, because he's just a little bit upset about feeling like Oceana was here, spying on him or collecting information for Taylor and all that. Like, Oceana being here really did catch me off guard, guys. And so I'm going to have him, I feel like he's going to be like, Mava, like kind of call out to her, right? He's going to be like, Mava. And she's gonna be like, yeah, he's gonna be like, come outside with me for a second. I also love how all of these ladies are out here like hitting it off too. Because keep in mind that Lena, even though she is still friends with Mava, she has no idea that Leandro and Mava are like that connected, right? She knows that they know each other, she knows that they're friends, but she has no idea that they're like that connected to each other. You know what I mean? And so to her, it's just like, yeah, Mava's here, but she's here as a friend. And Mava's feeling a little bit drunk from all that toasting that they were doing. Yeah, she's feeling drunk. And Lena just excused herself to go inside. And I feel like Leandro's probably like, do you want to dance with me? And Mava's like, sure. And she's feeling a little bit buzzed. And she's like, this has been quite the party, huh? And Leandro's like, yeah, it's been quite the party. It's been fun though. It's been fun, and they was like, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. A little bit awkward, but fun. And while they are over here just dancing, and Mae was feeling a little bit drunk, Carlo sees them. Carlo is looking right at them all the way from across by the bar. Right? They didn't even notice Carlo out here. I saw Carlo. You saw Carlo. They didn't see Carlo out here. And so he's over here looking at them dancing on the dance floor. And Carlo is starting to put two and two together about what's been going on here, right? He's starting to think in his drunken days, he's starting to think, wait a minute, was Mava here just as a friend? Like, I'm here as a friend? Or was Mava already here? He's drunk, he's high, and he's starting to get angry. And so they're just over here dancing, not even realizing that Carlo is looking directly at them, and that the longer they dance, the more and more angry he is becoming, even just looking at them, right? And so Carlo is actually going to come over here, and he's going to be like, hey, what is going on over here? Not her twirling Leandro, please. Not you dipping him. Like, what? What is going on? Mava is wasted. Please. Like, why are you dipping? Why is she over here dipping Leandro on the dance floor? Okay. Carlo's gonna be like, hey, what is this? That's when Leandro is going to come over, and he's going to be like, hey, is everything okay? Because I'm not just going to stand here and just watch you just think you can say whatever you want to Mava. And Carlos like, I'm not just going to let you say whatever you want to Mava. And Carlos like, the conversation was between us. It didn't concern you. And Leandro is like, and I let you have your private conversation, but enough. You're not just going to stand there and just say whatever you want to say. And Leandro's like, Carlo, you stink. You reek of weed. You've been drinking all night. You need to just go home. And Carlo's like, I'm not leaving without finishing my conversation with her. And Maven's going to be like, Carlo, just go. Maven's going to be like, Carlo, you just need to leave. Just go. You just causing a disturbance for no reason. And it's literally early in the morning. You're exhausted. We're all tired. You just need to leave. And Carlo's like, I'm not leaving without finishing our conversation. And Steph is like, is everything okay over here? And Carlo's like, Maeva, I just wanted to talk to you. Now he blew her a kiss. Was he blowing that to Celeste? Maeva's like, enough, Carlo. You need to leave. And Carlo's like, I just want to talk to you. I feel like Steph is probably telling Carlo, like, hey, just leave. She's asked you to leave multiple times. Leandro has asked you to leave. And keep in mind, Steph doesn't even like Leandro that much, but she also doesn't want to see them arguing here at the party, right? And so she's like, look, you've been asked to leave multiple times. You just need to go. Carlo is just going to be like, fine. You want me to leave? I'll leave. But this conversation is not done, Maeva. And Leandro's like, it's done for now. You need to leave. Carlo's going to leave, and Leandro's going to be like, you know what? Matter of fact, everyone leave. It's time for everyone to go. So he's just going to be like, you know what? Better yet, everyone just get out, including you, Carlo. And Maeva's just like, okay, bye, everyone. Bye, Reese. You know, her and Reese didn't really get a chance to really talk that much because Leandro came and interjected himself into their conversation they had with each other. Her and Gia did get to talk a little bit. And Gia kind of implied that Maeva doesn't know everything about what's going on between her and Leandro. They are co-workers, but they got a little bit more going on than just that. Oceana was our caterer. It was just a lot going on, right? And now Steph is standing here hitting her vape, and it's time for her to go. Celeste is still out here in the pool. Carlo literally stormed off and left her. I don't know if she heard their argument that they had or not, but he literally just left her. He did not care about Celeste being here at all. And as you guys could tell, Celeste is mad. Like, she's walking away angry. I feel like her and Carlo are, their little fling they have going on is not going to last very long at all because she's angry. He walked away and just left her here and didn't even say anything. He didn't even say goodbye. And Leandro's just going to come and check in with Maeva. He's gonna be like, hey, are you okay after all that? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine, Leandro. Like, I'm not worried about Carlo. And he's like, I'm just checking in with you to make sure that you're feeling okay, you know, because that was a lot. He had no right to start, you know, questioning you like that here. And they was like, well, I understand why he's upset. He's like, still, it just wasn't okay. And she's like, I understand though why he was angry, and he's obviously just been drinking a lot and just not taking care of himself, you know, so cut him some slack. And Leandro's like, okay, I just don't think it was okay. It wasn't cool, you know. But okay, guys, that is where I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.